guys? Welcome to Sick Parvis Magna podcast, and we're here with Joey and Joseph for our next show in the
Oh,
series.
it's good to be back and share more music with all of you lovely people.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Everyone's just
Now,
waking up, everybody. I'm sorry.
everyone's breaking up hardcore right now. Damn.
I told you, man, it's
Yeah.
bad. I don't know what's going on. I need to find another solution. We'll probably switch to Zoom pretty soon, but
Oh, God.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I wanted to do, but yeah, you know how that went. But anyway,
Okay.
what do you call it? So just to give a quick shout out to all the viewers from last show. Lauren is fine. Torin, I believe you two guys are watching. Appreciate
What?
y'all currently watching Sick Parvis Magna podcast and any of my streams lately. Um, I'm glad someone's out there listening, and I apologize for getting too toasted on the last podcast. Me and Berger talked about it. We'll probably be doing another episode together and hopefully a little bit sober. Berger brings out a side of me that's just really, really fun. And that guy's awesome. I had too much whiskey that night. I got in a lot of trouble that night actually, but we could talk about that
Huh.
later. So first and foremost, today's episode, if you guys have read the description, we're going over 4 songs today. We got my choice today, which is Rocket Man by Elton John. Then we got Joseph's choice with Stay a While by She and Him. And then we have Joey's choice with Take 5 by Dave.
The Dave Brubeck Quartet.
There you go, Brubeck. There you go. I was about to say, I'm not sure if I know how to say that. And then we have a guest choice who later put a comment. He wasn't here for the live show, but he put a comment after. And it's going to be Harvest Moon by Neil Young. So we're going to go ahead and start. You guys wanted me to start, right?
Yeah.
Sir.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Sweet. I could always talk about Elton John. So to start with Rocket Man, Elton John, first and foremost, I'm going to throw a little bit of more pop culture in it outside of like where the original album front came from or anything. But Rocket Man's actually the name of his new biopic / musical that came out. There is definitely a reason for that. Elton John, if you guys don't know, if you have not seen the movie, he has a really rough growing up and upcoming. Just because, his sexuality, his addiction to drugs, the relationships he kind of doesn't have, and then the relationships that he does and what it does to him. And I think Rocket Man's like, one was the perfect title for that film, but also it's like the perfect theme of the overall movie, because Rocket Man in general, when you really look at it, for me at first I thought it was just some, honestly like some bullshit song where he's like, oh yeah, he's going on the moon, and like, he's just saying goodbye to his wife and kids and shit like that. And it's actually much more deeper than that. There used to be actually a really funny benahara I did with my projectionist Andy. We fucking every time we're like Rocket Man, and they join in Rocket Man, and like it was fucking funny. I don't know. I just thought I'd throw that fun fact in. Rocket Man is probably one of the most known Elton John songs for me. But yeah, going back to the seriousness of it, what's crazy, it's like his battle with fame and how the rise of his stardom really doesn't ever leave him grounded as a person. And that's to me the big picture on this song. There's a lot of like themes of, he wished he could go back to the way he was or the way things were, but he really couldn't, because he was stuck into his addictions. He was stuck into all kinds of shit. I mean, really, and that's why things couldn't go back to the way they were. And even like, I know it like talks about like he misses his wife, he misses this. Like a lot of that's just really reflecting on like how he really truly means to be grounded to earth, and he misses the way things used to be, the relationships he used to be a part of, especially like with his best friend, which they're still best friends to this day. That's probably been the most constant in his life, and that's actually really fucking awesome. I personally love that story, and That's what Rocket Man means to me. I mean, it's a crazy uphill battle that unfortunately he just never felt grounded as he got into fame, which is crazy because I mean, that's a pretty intimate, sentimental thing. And also, like in the movie, like as far as like imagery, they fucking nailed it. Like as far as like what he was going through.
Hmm.
But what do y'all think?
Well, Joseph?
What do I think? Well, basically, like you said, I mean, but honestly, I don't know, like too much into the song, like exactly what all the lyrics mean and everything. But to me, it really just feels like a song about being kind of like, you know, away, like you said, like from like his normal life. That's what the song really feels like, and it really expresses that, you know, through the verses and everything, and how it kind of feels alone with his voice just being like there with the piano,
Yeah.
or you know, with other instruments. Not to like the chorus whenever, you know, it kind of up a little bit, so different tone. But don't know too much about it though.
Well, I think something we have to see in this bicycle that is Elton John is the second wheel, which importantly is Bernie Taupin, the actual lyricist for these songs, and Rocket Man, an early way of, because in the album Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, Taupin writes some songs about, you know, consequences of fame, like the song Goodbye Yellow Brick Road itself. It's like you're stuck in this kind of circle with all kind of shady characters, and he just wants to go back to the farm. And I think that's what I get from Rocket Man as well, because people see being an astronaut, a spaceman, something so desirable. You just want to be the top of the top job you can have. But then when you actually do it, you find out it's lonely and it's cold and it's not as exciting as you thought it would be. And I think that's what Bernie's trying to say with being a rock star. You know, you can be up in the highest place, but at the end of the day, like Elton, it's going to be lonely, cold, and you have to find ways to cope with it. And obviously, Elton started massive cocaine addiction around that time. So it's that's how I see this song. It's just like you. It's just like people see being a rocket man as ideal, but as
Yeah.
the narrator of the song describes, you know, it's not the way to raise your kid. It's just a harsh reality.
I never thought of it that way, but yeah, that makes sense big time. Like that's why, I mean, that's the whole premise is like being the Rocket Man, but in fact, it's just, you know, not what everyone would think it would be. It's very like the way he describes it, you know,
Yeah, it
negative
says
stuff. But
Mars ain't the kind of place to raise your kid. In fact, it's cold as hell. So, oh god,
Mhm.
freaking advertisements, but
And I really like how he said it's just his job 5 days a week. Like it's
it's just
something,
my job 5 days a week.
yeah, like it's something so normal to him. You know, but it's supposed to be something that's like, you know, how would you say, like the word, can't find it, like something like out of this world, right? Basically,
Yeah, like
yeah.
people see it as such a high prospect in
Mhm.
life, but it's really just another job. And that job has its problems and things like that. That's what I get from this. That's what I get from the song every time I hear it. And obviously, we sing along hardcore to it. Absolutely. But yeah, it is one of my favorite Elton John songs. Like everyone's one of their favorite Elton John songs
Right, yeah,
for sure.
I like it too. It's very emotional.
Yeah, and like there's that one verse that I think defines it a lot really well too. Like, and I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me around again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. And I love that line because I think we're all always acting, and we all have a face in front of our family. We have a face in front of our friends. We have a face in our job at our 9 to 5, and like I think that's fucking true. Like you become a different person through the environment you're around, and I think that one is just so fucking suitable because it's like, I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh no no no, I'm a rocket man burning out his fuse up here all alone, or here alone.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
damn. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
'Cause, like-
fucking crazy. And it's true though. Like, especially for him, like he was always trying
Yeah.
to like impress his dad and like try to get the love and the acceptance from his dad. And in the movie, there's a specific scene where like you're just heartbroken by the whole thing because his dad just basically denied him and wanted like his autograph for his like stepson. And then like he calls his mom, and I think this is right when he just came out, and she mentioned like, oh well, you'll never be loved or whatever, and like he's just heartbroken, and then right back to back on that, the relationship that he was currently in like starts being abusive. So it's just like three fucking triple whammies on the guy, and part of the reason that like he gets pushed towards this negative connotation of fame and like all the power that he had and money and all that crazy shit, just domino effect to him, and I think the song like just represents like the poor attributes of fame.
Yes.
It's fucking crazy, honestly.
Really. Yeah, man. You can tear the song apart and have so much stuff.
There's so much stuff, especially studio wise.
Right? Yeah. Like
Yeah, a lot to poke at. I really like the guitar work. Those weird twingy guitars that go, try to make it real space like.
Yeah, dude. It says apparently that it's by the same producer who did Space Oddity,
And
by David Bowie.
yeah, and I'm guessing it's the same guy that does the Minecraft cave noise.
What the fuck? Minecraft cave noise? Do you mean like the soundtrack, or it's an actual noise the cave makes?
Like when you're playing Minecraft and you go inside a cave, every now and again there's like weird creepy noises every now and then. I was like, what?
That's funny, dude. What the fuck? I don't think I haven't played Minecraft in like 2 years. I need to hop back on that because that shit was fun.
Yeah, being in a cave all alone, it's real creepy, especially, and then those noises just pop out and you don't expect them. They just come whenever, and you feel like something's coming to get you. But yeah,
that's funny.
So goddamn, now I can't unhear the song because now I think it's just Minecraft cave noises.
That's funny. That's crazy. I was gonna say, I actually forgot to mention this. Everyone that's listening, I went ahead and attached the link to all the songs that are currently talked about in our Share Music series. So feel free to click on the link if you have a Spotify and just play through any of the songs that we're talking about, or just keep it as a playlist for you, whatever you want. Just so you know it's available to you and it'll be updated weekly for sure. But you guys got anything else on this one? So we could move on to Joey's, I believe. I need to write down this rotation because apparently I can't remember it for the life of me.
The way you listed it, the way you listed it in the beginning, you said Joseph's song second.
Cool. So we'll do Joseph. Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to go
Take
second?
it away.
Okay.
No, we're gonna do Joseph.
All right. Joey, do you want to explain what you were going to explain, or do you want to do it?
I remember.
Okay, yeah, go on.
I remember like it was.
This is your song, Joseph. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
I know, but we were talking beforehand about something.
yes, sir.
I want to explain
Why
what
so
it was
secretive? Why are you guys leaving me out?
because
The fuck?
pay attention.
Well, no, I think I went to go get my beer. Unless you guys mean some other.
Yes, you went to go
conversation
get
that y'all were
that
talking
was
about. I don't even
yeah.
know.
You made a choice. Now you face the consequences. All right.
Alcoholism is okay.
Alcoholism is okay, everybody. Yes, absolutely. All righty. So I forgot how long it was, but you sent me this song, Joseph, one day where we were just throwing music around
I
each
think
other.
it was around December, January. No,
It was like
February.
It was February because I was at Houston with for my cousin's
Yeah, you're right. It was February.
baby reveal shower party thing. But
The gender reveal.
baby reveal shower party.
And I just picture when you said baby reveal. Sorry, super sidebar, but like, there's just a box with like holes in it, and there's a baby inside, and they're like, "Look, it has 3 legs." Like something fucking like mutated or some shit. Like, here you go. Like, here's your
Wow.
baby.
Wow, it has an actual functioning mouth. You're so proud of you.
And in 9 months, it's gonna have a tail.
Like Zoink Scoob, that baby has only one arm. Alrighty, but
That
So
sounded
it's
like
not
baby reveal. I'm like, oh, he's fine. Sorry.
it's just so many parties.
That shit.
Babies. 10 different parties. The gender reveal. No, alright, stop.
Okay.
I mean, that's how I'm gonna stop.
I was at my cousin's baby reveal.
Gender
Baby
reveal.
party.
Damn it. Reveal.
Baby.
Gender reveal.
Give a fuck. Alright, baby party.
I mean, clearly you didn't.
No, I didn't. So, baby party. And it was late. It was late at night, and me and Joseph were throwing songs around.
Right.
And, one of them was this song. And I was like, yeah, I like it. It gives me an old 60s pop vibe, if you know what I'm saying, right, Joseph?
Yes, it does. Yeah, it does. That's why I like it too.
And I'm like, this sounds really familiar to like Dusty Springfield. And I look it up. I found out this is a B. Yeah, this is a B-side. The song "Stay a While" was a B-side to one of her singles, and I'm like, wow. So Joseph, explains "Stay a While."
Yes. So how you were saying how it's a cover from Dusty Springfield. This album that it comes from, it's called Class from the She and Him album. It's all like covers from classic songs. So that's why that this one is covered. That album.
I didn't notice that at first.
Yeah. And She and Him, I like their music a lot because it's very how do you say it? Like the way Joey said it, it's a 60s, it's retro pop. Yeah, like it's very like how would you say? Like you said, 60s, right? I personally enjoy music like that, like older music. So when it comes to this song, so I'm gonna talk about it in extensiveness. So how I came about this song is basically.
I was just thinking, like, when you said extensiveness, I was like, extendo reach, like with my arms. And I'm like, sorry. It's like a stupid old running joke I have. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay.
Extensiveness.
Yeah. So how I came about this song, very, very interesting. I'm gonna go through some parts a little bit fast, so I don't take too long. But basically, it was summer 2017. Damn. It's a while ago. And I remember I wanted to watch the movie 500 Days of Summer. And it's the one that Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Zooey Deschanel comes out in. And I remember seeing the movie, and I remember seeing her sing in the movie, Zooey Deschanel. And I was like, hey, like, she has a good voice. What if she has, like, more songs? So then I like search her name on iTunes, and then I see the band She and Him, and I'm like, wait, what the heck? And I see like all these albums, and I'm just like, wait, what? And so like I like listen to them, and I'm like, damn, like these are good, Well, I mean, I like them, right? But and then so let's say I'm listening to like some of the songs for like maybe a month, like all September, I'm listening to like at least 4 songs, and then I'm on YouTube. And then I see that they have like some music videos for some of their songs. And so I had seen some of them. And I only saw like one of them like multiple times because I thought it went well with the song. But then after a while I saw Stay a While music video. And I was like, like I don't know if I should see it. Like, for some reason I'm just like, I don't know. Like even though I probably like it, I'm just like, nah, I'm not. you know.
Yeah, I get that feeling all the time.
Yeah, like I'm weird, dude.
Rolling
Like,
around
I mean,
YouTube,
it,
and
it
I
could
see all
it could
these songs like,
honestly like ruin the song for you too. Like if it's like really puñetas, it's just kind of like
yes,
what
yes,
the fuck?
right. That's the thing
basically
too,
most
right?
indie music videos.
Yeah. And so I'm weird like that, where like I'll see something or want to do something, but at the same time it's like, nah, I don't want to do it. Like, but like it's like something I want to do, but like I'm very weird like that. And
You
so
want
after,
to do, but you don't want to do it.
yeah, it's weird, dude. It makes no sense, man. It makes no sense. Oh man, I'm sorry. Yeah, it really doesn't make sense, dude. I'm really weird.
No, it does. Like
I
we're
mean,
talking nonsense, but I
honestly,
completely understand you.
I get it. Oddly enough, I get it.
We
Yeah.
all get you.
And okay, so then after a week, I was like, you know what? Let me put the music video. And then I was like, okay. And then when the song starts, I was like, oh shit. And then she starts singing, and then I'm like, oh my.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
I'm like hardcore biased because like, you know, I've always liked the way she sounds when she sings. So when I heard the song, I was just like, damn, I really like, oh my gosh, I'm just like, oh damn. And
Yeah, I
that was,
really did like it myself when I first heard it. I was like,
yeah.
I mean,
And
they really know how to.
I definitely like her music better than her acting because I haven't really seen anything I love her in yet.
I know, yeah, I get you. I can feel that. But yeah, like so I'm like super hardcore biased when it comes to this, but so I had seen the music video, and then I'll say this. I mean, at the time, I was how would you say, like depressed at the time, so like hardcore, like big.
Okay.
And so literally, like after I had seen the video, I went to the comment, and then I saw this comment, like super depressing ass comment, but he's like, so there's something tragic about like the music video, like, and how like it's about basically like, you know, someone mourning over their dead lover, and like kind of like, how would you say, like wanting to spend time with them.
They're just stuck in the
Yeah,
past.
yeah. And when I saw that, dude, I saw the music video, and I was like, "What, man?" And I
Huh?
cried, like,
Huh?
right? I cried.
That sounds horrific.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh,
Here
bro.
we are
Like,
talking about fucking Dusty Springfield, and now we're at dark undertones of the
yes,
music.
dude,
Oh,
like
wow.
it was super sad, and like you see the music
It's
video,
not
and
dark.
it's
Not like
happy, but at the same time, it's like kind of depressing. And I'm just like, damn, I didn't think about it that way. And I was like, what? But yeah, that's how I came across the song, was basically the music video. And yeah, like it I see it as it being like that. That's kind of like about basically someone who wants to be with that person who's gone. You know,
Stale.
yeah,
Wait.
it's pretty straightforward. You know, it's not
Well,
like super like hard to understand. It's pretty straightforward, the lyrics and all.
it's a pretty,
But
yeah, it was like a pretty straightforward, 60s doo-wop pop love song.
yeah, it is.
The fact that they actually tried to insert something else into it, that's real interesting, actually.
And that's what I was gonna go into. So the thing is, I was listening to her music a lot, right? And then after I heard this song, I got an idea for, something that I wanted to write. And uh, yeah, basically that just like an idea from watching the music video. Just really, really, really good.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I really enjoy that song.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Like I said, I'm hardcore biased.
Guys, he's hardcore biased.
I'm hardcore biased.
He's hardcore biased. All right, thank you.
yeah, no, I don't know. I see like the sadness that they're trying to do, and I guess it makes sense. I don't know. I definitely saw this a little bit different, more like,
Oh yeah.
not necessarily for me. Like, it wasn't them. It seems like kind of like that whole like that stupid high school story where they're like, "Hey, just be with me," kind of a thing. Like,
Hmm.
and that's what I saw more than anything. I mean, at least that's the vibe I got to. That is haunting if that's a thing. Like as far as the video is concerned, I probably don't want to
Yes.
watch it because it'll make me sad. But for the most part, like that's what I got from it. Like a whole high school love triangle kind of thing, and just like,
Hmm.
yeah, just be with me. I'm better kind of thing, and kind of shit like that. But that's cool. I mean, I could get behind that message too. So just prefer it not to in a way. If that makes sense.
I get you. For me, since I'm kind of like a person who just kind of likes, depressing stuff, for especially when it comes to music, because I feel, like I said, it's my opinion. But I feel that when it comes to like, when I look at like movies or games, music, and I see something that connects with me in some sort of way, I feel that it built something stronger, at least, uh, with how I feel about the song.
Yeah,
And
I mean, like you're like impacted and emotionally
yeah,
connected, and I
right,
mean
right, right,
that's
right, right.
that's what music does. So I agree. I mean, that's dope. I'm all about it.
Definitely. But yeah, at first I had seen the music video and I was just like freaking like like this is all happy and shit. But then like I had seen like that comment that I had said, and damn, I never thought of it that way. But when you look at the video, I'm just like, wow. But the thing is that like, I'm just explaining the video. It's not
Right.
just the song.
But the video really does add to how you perceive a
Yes,
song, though.
definitely. And I think, in my opinion, it's one of their best music videos. Well, it's their best music video, actually. I think. Yeah.
It has lovely choreography.
Yeah. When she dances and
Yeah. We have someone in the chat recommend Undercover Dream Lovers. Anything specific from them, friend? 'Cause I've been looking that up. Like any specific song you would like us to hear?
I was about to say, how do you go on the
I'll come
chat? Maybe
back
I
to
guess you're
that.
on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, but I'll come back to that. Yeah,
Don't forget
Joseph.
Ruben. He mentioned Super Metroid soundtrack from Super Nintendo, which I'm all about. I just haven't heard that in a long fucking time.
I no, that first screen where they just show off the Metroid, or when it's like an empty case and they play that music, just so atmospheric. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's true. We haven't even talked about soundtracks. That's gonna get long and extensive in a way.
yeah.
I
Whenever
think
the
that'll be a whole series. We pick a soundtrack or something.
oh shit, oh god, that'd take forever.
Yes,
Like
that would.
I
But
don't even think I could decide that because like if you go back to like I don't know Final Fantasies or like Uncharted or God of War or there's a shit ton of them like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, fucking Spider Man. Like yeah, I don't know. There's too many.
yeah, there's a lot to go around for that one.
Definitely.
Yeah, Joseph. Great pick. Great pick, Joseph.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I actually want to hear it again as soon as this is over.
Yeah, dude, like big time. I'm sorry, I like come in like super hardcore, like with my.
It's coming like, yeah.
Yeah. But like, yeah, it's because like very how would I say this song, but not just this song, like this band, more or less holds a
Yes.
special place in my heart because I really like the music and inspired me like to do like so many different things, like write something like that I just never thought I could ever come up with. It's insane. Like I don't know. It's everybody gets inspiration from different places, and it's interesting, how that happened this way. But yeah.
But yeah, awesome.
So it's
Sorry,
your turn.
my mic for some reason muted and I couldn't unmute it, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
We had to keep the ball rolling for you.
It's fucking weird. Um, but yeah, TJ Puma, go ahead and let us know what song specifically. If not, I guess I'll go on the hunt and pick one of their songs because that sounds pretty interesting. I don't think I've heard of them before, so we'll check that out for sure. And on the note of instrumentals and soundtracks and stuff, Joey actually picked an instrumental this time around, and I'm actually a huge fan. So, Joey, go ahead and talk about yours.
Now, I did not listen to a lot of jazz, but my introduction to jazz was Vince Guaraldi's Charlie Brown Christmas album. And if we do a Christmas special on our like favorite Christmas albums, I'm going to talk about that for ages. But one day I was scrolling around YouTube, and I see this video of a like I'm posted in the chat this video of this song Take Five. And I just see these men nicely dressed in their big suits, and I'm watching the drumming. It all starts off with the drumming, and I just was floored by what I was hearing. It was very interesting, and I wanted to do some more research into this because no song in a while just let me sit in my seat and just go like, wow. Now, the history behind this one is Dave Brubeck. Uh, there was this thing called the Jazz Ambassadors Tour, which explored areas of the East. It was like a U.S. propaganda thing where they sent our greatest minds in the realms of jazz, and they sent them off to play in areas of the East like Turkey and places like that. And while Dave Brubeck was there, he got to listen to the music that the people played over there. And they had interesting time signatures. Like one of the songs on the Time Out album where Take Five comes out, and it's called Blue Rondo a la Turk. And that one starts off at 9/8 time because it was one of those streets. It was the same time signature as one of those street songs he got to hear. And a quote I heard from a quote from him, he said that when he heard that traditional time signature type deal, he asked them, "Hey, what is that?" And he says, "That is what to us is to what the blues is to you." And I'm like, that's interesting. So a lot of the album has to do with
All
interesting
profound
times.
shit.
Like,
That's pretty profound. Like, sorry.
no, I get you. It's lovely. I like that story, but yeah. So this whole album is just full of real interesting time signatures, and Take Five is written obviously in a 5/4 time. And what are your thoughts of it, Antoine? Because you have more experience with jazz than I do. What do you think when you're hearing this song?
Oh man, it's fucking great, man. I mean, like a lot of these like jazz tunes, jazz standards, man. Like, there's also just so much history behind them as far as like their hardships and like I remember like blues originating like on southern plantations and just it transitioning over to what it is now, and then you got like New Orleans jazz, and then swing, and then like just getting into blues and all that shit, man. So like hearing this, like man, I love jazz. Like first of all, like jazz is like if I could go back and be a jazz musician, I totally would. Shit's hard, but it's fucking fun. It's one of the best things I've ever heard. And what do you call it? It's definitely something that like when I first heard it, I knew I heard it like before. Like you gave me the name like on our fucking group chat. And I was like, Take Five, dude. I fucking know this. I'm pretty sure I've played it once, like, or attempted to play it. So like, we'd play that when that first riff came out, with the saxophone. I was like, dude, I fucking know this, and I'm over here fucking tapping my foot and just fucking grooving. You know what I mean? And
They're grooving.
yeah, dude. I mean, like that's the thing about jazz. Like you feel it. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's something that like people. They honestly, I personally appreciate jazz more live. Like I actually don't listen to a lot of jazz at home, like on Spotify or anything, like Thelonious Monk or Charlie Parker, Miles Davis, any of that shit. Like I can't really listen to it like on a Spotify. Like I like the natural sound of it because I like to hear the cracks, the squeals, and like the natural like fixing of what they're doing, and like just because I appreciate it more, obviously, because I did that throughout high school. But my first experience with this song was actually I went to St. Mary's to compete with the jazz band, and I don't know if it was the band before us or if it was the college band. They played that song, and some guy just fucking ripped like this legit like improv solo, and I was like, what the fuck? And then they like fucking opted in like a drum solo too, and I was just like, what is happening? And like we're just losing our fucking shit just watching these people play Take Five, and it was fantastic. I mean, honestly, like when you picked it, like it made me realize, like, man, I need to listen to jazz, or I need to go to a jazz fest, or fucking something, because it honestly, jazz is probably the one piece of music that could always relax me. Like, talking about Boston, when I went to Boston, I took a Charlie Parker master class. And basically, the class was with my professor that was obsessed with Charlie Parker. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Mm.
Like, he literally has, like, his suits and shit.
Holy.
And he
Yeah,
showed it
wow.
to us. Like, it's
Wow.
like fucking vacuum sealed kind of shit. And he showed us a note that he wrote to his wife as well. And, like, all this crazy shit. So, like, literally, we would sit in his office. Like, and mind you, we're like fucking 25 kids in an office. And he had this badass record player there, and he would just play all his standards and just play the bird all fucking day. And we would start talking about like theory and like, you know, shit that was honestly too advanced for me. I was just there for the exposure because, you know,
Oh yeah.
I was very, you know, beginner going up there, and like hearing all these people fucking like talk about their passion for that music was like something I really appreciated. But damn, dude, it was something else. Honestly, it was like, I'm glad you brought up something that didn't have lyrics, because sometimes that tells a different tale for me, because it's like you could feel emotions through sound no matter what, and it just depending on how you interpret that, you know what I mean? And like that's why to me, like, this one's just such a fucking groove. Like, it's just one of those things where I'm gonna fucking get up there and just fucking jam to it, you know? Like I just did. So
It's a song I really want to learn on drums. Because
dude, yeah,
the way,
it's a really sick beat. Mm-hmm.
yeah, the way Joe Morello plays this is. And on the link I sent in the chat,
Hmm.
that's a live performance in Belgium. I think that's my favorite one where Joe Morello does a drum solo. That's my favorite drum solo from this one. And yeah, how about you, Joseph? What do you think?
So yeah, the one that you sent on the group chat, it's the black and white one, right? The one that you had sent like a few weeks ago.
Right, that was I sent like the original, and then I think I
Yeah,
sent the
yeah.
black and white one
You're talking
too.
about the YouTube video, right? That he sent through.
Right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, and I had heard it, and then what like Juan was saying about the saxophone part, I was like, yeah, I've heard it before. I mean, to be honest, I don't really listen to jazz too much, so I can't really comment on it, you know, as far as like, you know, what certain things are. But I really like it. You know, it's calming and it's very like entertaining with all, how the sections change and all that. But, you know, I like it. It's good.
There's
Yeah, I've been watching the
Sorry, go ahead.
what? Well, I remember watching the music video on YouTube, and the first comment was like, "This is gonna be the soundtrack when I rob an art museum." Like, all right, if that's how you see it. I get it. Like this song is like it could have like that sneaky vibe if you could say.
No shit. I mean, like, what's crazy? It's like an excerpt of it is in Silver Linings Playbook, the
Uh
movie,
huh.
and they're tap dancing to it. It's when is it the saxophone? I don't know if it was a saxophone or the it sounded like a clarinet almost, but I'm not too sure. But when he's doing the solo, they're like tap dancing to it in the movie, and it looks so fucking legit. Um,
Oh,
I just remembered that. Yeah, there's an excerpt in there that's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, but this song always gets the foot going, get your foot tapping on the ground.
It makes you want to
I
snap your
really,
fingers.
yeah.
yeah. Get on grooving.
No shit, man.
Yeah, this is a real,
Man, I want.
real good one.
It really is. I mean, there's so many too. I mean, there's just so many. Like, I think my favorite is still like At Last, but I think it's Aretha Franklin's version,
Uh huh.
and that's probably like my all-time like jazz ballad that I will always fall in love with. I think Denise played it at her wedding, um, and I was just like, oh, I fucking love this song. Like in like secrecy, I was like, this is my song. It's so good, which is crazy.
Really cool.
You guys got anything else as far as those three?
Well, no, like this song really is highly influential, and the Time Out record was the first jazz album to sell over 1 million units. So you can tell that it really had an impact on music.
Wow.
That's dope.
So,
But yeah. So now it's time for the voting. Without voting for your own, um, which would you say is the best song you learned of today? And we're not including the guest one because the guest ones are
Okay.
usually unique and different. So we're just
Okay.
gonna include the ones we chose.
Okay, well, I'll pick. Well, I know all of them, but I think I'll go with "Stay a While."
Ooh, ah.
Ooh, auga.
Right.
Simone. Yeah. I'll pick Rocket Man. I love it. It's amazing.
It's just such a classic, honestly. But oddly enough, I choose Take Five for sure. Like that shit took me back to a whole other time. Like it took me back like 4 years. That's why I'm just like, oh fuck yeah. I remember playing all this bullshit. Like this shit was great. So
Absolutely.
that shit was great. For sure. Sweet. So now we're gonna get to the portion of the show where we have a guest that has mentioned an artist, or in this case, a song, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about it now. We have Harvest Moon by Neil Young, and right now, since Ruben and TJ Puma have suggested, Ruben actually suggested another one. I don't know if anyone saw this, but it's Castlevania
Symphony of the Night
It's lit as
OST.
fuck too, man. I need to go back to those old school soundtracks, and that's what I'm saying. I honestly wouldn't mind doing a theme of that. And Ruben, honestly, we could probably get you on the show if you want to talk about it because you sound super passionate about it.
Simon. Get it, Simon. Simon Belmont. Belmont.
But yeah, if you guys get on the show for sure, we could totally get you on and talk about soundtracks because that'll definitely be an interesting one for all of us to kind of sit down and play with. And I'm already looking up Undercover Dream Lovers. He never listed a song, but they have a whole album and they're doing a tour, so that's pretty cool.
I think one more thing I want to add to the Take Five deal. There's a YouTuber out there. His name is Polyphonic. I don't know if have you heard of him, Joseph?
Not sure.
Well, I think that channel, Polyphonic, is a great channel, especially if you really like music and you want to see like backgrounds to certain songs. I'll put his link in the chat, but there's a video he does on that album by Dave Brubeck, Timeout, and I think it's really good. So just a little recommendation to out there to enhance your knowledge.
Cool. That's cool,
Yeah,
man.
now we're gonna go to Neil Young. What does Neil Young sing about?
Neil Young.
Right.
Sorry, I didn't know who was starting or if you guys were starting with that.
Sorry, well,
Nice
starting,
southern
but
accent y'all have, I guess.
yeah,
I
when
don't
I
know if that was southern, to be honest. Like,
I was
like,
Neil Young sing about.
It was something.
I think it got worse. I don't know. I'm not good with accents, so.
But when the guy first mentioned this, I was like, oh, it's probably a song from the album Harvest. That was what I was listening to last time. It was like his 1971 album Harvest, and I was like, okay, I'm guessing he's talking of the song Harvest, and I guess that's pretty open to interpretation. But no, it's this. It's Harvest Moon. He has a song called Harvest Moon. There's something about Neil Young and harvesting shit. But yeah. What do you get?
Soul, bro.
Harvest, just Harvest. Also, I do recommend y'all hear the Harvest album. It's great.
Cool.
Harvest Moon. What's your vibe you hear when you first get it, Joseph?
Oh, me, like I had said in the chat, I hadn't listened to it until yesterday.
Okay.
And
I thought you had listened to it completely. I was like, God damn it.
No,
I didn't listen to it. I'm sorry.
I was just like, you don't want to mention this on the show. We just said we're going to showcase a guest song.
Hey, I didn't hear it.
No. I heard the whole song. No, that's the thing. Is
I
that
heard the whole. I heard the whole song.
I heard the whole song.
The whole song.
No. That's the thing. Is that how do you call it? I didn't hear it until last night, and well, man, it's nighttime. So I was listening to it, and then I was just like, damn, this sounds so familiar. And then I will go to the comments of the video, and I see, oh, it's from A Quiet Place, and I'm like, oh, so that's where I heard it from. So then, I was a little bit like, oh, okay, getting that intriguingness, since I heard it from A Quiet Place. but after a while, I was just like, damn, this song feels very like, like reminiscing and shit. And I'm just like feeling like empty inside. And then so I heard it like 10 more times after that. Because it was just so good. I was like, damn, like, I knew the song was pretty cool, but I didn't think it was this good. I was like, it's like, damn.
Yeah,
But it's so calming, it's so calming, but like there's just something to it that you listen to it and it feels like you're supposed to be outside listening to it with a radio or something like
yeah,
that.
that's the vibe I
Yeah,
get from
right?
basically that song and the Harvest album. You
Mm-hmm.
just want to go outside, start a fire with the boys, crack a couple cold ones, and just relax into the night. The fire
Exactly.
flatters, and then you can smell the.
Is it kind of fucked up that I get like a really stalker vibe from this song? Like,
Oh,
like
No,
it,
no,
because
no. Actually,
it's
kind
it's
of
pretty out there. Like like one of the phrases is when we were strangers, I watched you from afar.
from afar.
When we were in
Yeah.
ways, I loved you with all my heart. And then there's like, I don't know, it just sounds like super like this guy was obsessed with this person and then they broke up and just loves them, and which is fair, you know what I mean? Like I think I've been in that situation myself. But
Right.
it
Yeah.
just almost feels like stalkerish, and like reading it, I'm just like, oh man, like
Yeah.
he's just never gonna move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's a
Why.
scary thing for me.
well, what,
Like, in
Yeah.
my
what's
opinion.
fun?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what I was saying. Like that's why I get like that vibe because like I hear it and it's a bit of a how would you say like that stalkery vibe, but like it's kind of like damn, like I kind of feel what he's saying.
It kind of goes to show how the media we watch influences the music we hear. Because this is basically a song Neil Young wrote for his wife, pretty much, and it's just a simple love ballad. But the fact that we can add certain layers to it, I think,
Yeah.
really goes how we can interpret music and how interpretation works in general. It's real interesting how we can see two different things from the exact same song.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the Bible. You know what I mean? And then how many
Yes.
religions, have been acclimated. I can't even say it.
A what?
Acclimated. There we go. Acclimated because of it.
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, but yeah, I do get the that stalkery vibe a little bit, but of course, I do feel like it's what Joey said. It's about it's a love song about him and the woman, and that's why I'm just like I heard it like tons of times after that. I was like playing a game, and I was just like, oh man, like.
And Neil Young, his
And
lyricism is pretty. Because if you hear the Harvest album, like songs like Harvest and then A Man Needs a Maid, the way Neil Young writes things, he obviously paints different pictures, but he's trying to say something specific, but it makes it give you a different vibe when you hear it.
I get you. Like he's trying
That's,
to say one thing, but it's coming out another way.
it's coming out another way, so I get where you're getting this one.
Yeah, I mean, like again, like it was a very like it's still like a great song to me. It's just like there's some stuff where I heard it, I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, all right, well, that's a little that sounds pressured, you know what I mean, or forced. If that makes sense. And it's just maybe it was because like it's the idea of like trying to not see only the like that one wall. You know what I mean? At least for me. Like to me, it's like it can't be that simple. So I dig into it and question a little bit more and shit like that. And sometimes I come to a conclusion like that, and it's like it just sounds, it sounds like it could be taken one way or the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but now that's how Neil Young works. Like if you hear the song "A Man Needs a Maid" from the Harvest album, yeah, that really is. It rubs you a different way from the beginning, but there's a lot going on there, and yeah, but I like this song. It's real smooth.
Oh yeah, dude.
Tennessee whiskey smooth.
Yeah, it's very just like
Tennessee
and
it's fucking depressing though. Like, first of all, like in certain ways, like half that song's talking about how he's an alcoholic. Like,
yeah, he's an alcoholic, but
so like it's just crazy. Like I don't know, like
yes.
I guess for
But
me
that's basically
lately,
most-
like
basically
codependency is
most
just
of
not like the vibe for me lately. So but it is a great song.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a great song.
I mean, I feel like that it can evoke the feeling of being outside when the moon is out. Like I know the song is called Harvest Moon, but like it really feels like
it really feels like there's the harvest moon outside.
Right?
You could listen to it in freaking December, and then you can just smell the leaves and shit.
Like the fact that it could do that, and it's just like really simple.
Yeah, it's a real simple song.
It makes
it is
great,
really simple,
for sure.
But, I mean, that definitely makes it easier for sure.
Real atmospheric.
Yes, atmospheric.
Atmospheric.
Atmospheric, yes, exactly.
Atmospheric. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Well, good pick, Izzy. Good pick.
Yeah, that was a good pick. Very good.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
It was really good.
Sweet. Y'all got anything else?
Anything you want to add? Because I'm always going to use you as a scapegoat so you can say things before I do.
You really do. Like, so often.
I know.
Like, at the beginning of this show, you were just like,
what do you think?
Take it away. It's like, God damn
take
it.
it away. How you doing, Joseph? Come on, Joseph. Say something, Joseph.
Do it, Joseph. Come on.
Hey, dude, I get arrested with this guy because he's just going to be like, all right, Joseph, you explain why we're fucking breaking into shit. Like,
just on the Joseph.
Yeah, don't get arrested with that guy. He will not take the lead.
Officer, it was Joseph.
Officer, speak to Joseph. Talk to Joseph. He knows what's going on.
I'm just in the back.
I'm just the driver.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, I'm assuming that's it. Or you actually had something, Joseph. Sorry.
Yeah,
no.
Joseph.
I mean, basically, like what I said. I mean, I was really surprised by the song because I had heard it before. Like I said, Quiet Place. But like the fact that when you hear it out of the context of the movie, just hearing the whole song alone really puts a different vibe. And it's like, I mean, it actually goes with the movie. Like, you know, if you see the movie in that scene that it comes out in, they're both dancing together. It's like exactly what the song is about. But like just hearing it alone, it kind of like damn.
I was trying to remember what scene that was. I'm so glad you said the scene because now I know exactly what you're talking about. Because you said Quiet Place, and this whole time I'm just like, when the fuck does that come out in Quiet Place? And nope, you answered it. Thank you. I don't have to watch that movie now. Well, because I'm not gonna watch the whole fucking movie to just find out that one scene. You know what I mean? Because I'd totally be one of those people to do it. Like I've done it before, so.
No, yeah, that's when it comes out. It's whenever he's like dancing with her, and he puts one of the earphones into her ear. They're dancing. Just like he describes in the song, Neil Young. Just like that. Yeah. Very good song.
Neil Young, everybody.
Sure. Good shit. Sweet. Well, TJ, Puma, and Ruben, we'll definitely bring some of your topics up in the next episode. Appreciate everyone watching today. If you guys have any more suggestions, go ahead and throw a comment. Throw a thumbs up for me and like, share, and subscribe for me as well. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys want to be a part of the show, it doesn't always have to be us with our witty banter.
Our witty banter.
Our witty banter.
Our witty banter.
But yeah, go ahead and look us up. All of my social media is in the description box if you want to reach me. And that is it. Well, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night. Stay safe. Keep jamming. And
thank y'all for watching.
Fuck. Joey can't.
Thank y'all for watching.
He's done.
Appreciate everyone. Yes.
That's why he lets Joseph go first, because he can't even say bye.
Yeah, because I'm still having the essence of Yoko.
Oh, God.
Fuck it. I'll probably do a Yoko Ono song one of these days.
Oh, fuck no. That's the episode we're not going to be on. That's the episode we're not going to be on. Okay, anyway. All right. Later, everybody.
All right. Thank you.